Hey everybody, I'm going to tell you about our secret project, the workout beer, that I've been working on lately. Okay, so the idea behind this drink is that the more oxygen you can get to your muscles, the better you're going to be able to work out. The oxygen arriving at your muscles is going to help produce less lactic acid. What lactic acid your muscles do produce is going to get taken away faster. And the way to increase oxygen at your muscles, there's a couple different things. Your heart can beat faster to make the blood pump to your muscles better. But what really helps more is what we're testing here, is expanding your blood vessels just in general. And so I've chosen a lot of ingredients that have a slight effect of vasodilation, but none of them really are going to make you flush red and really make you go crazy. So all of these different ingredients added together hopefully will make all your blood vessels expand on your extremities and your muscles. And then when your heart is pumping faster while you're working out, the oxygen is going to be able to get your muscles better. I chose a couple of other ingredients that help you with working out. I went really heavy on antioxidants, really heavy on antioxidants. And so there's been a couple of different studies published by the NIH talking about antioxidants and working out, and that can be beneficial. The way that I chose a lot of these ingredients was based on NIH studies. And so if you do any working out yourself, if you're ever interested in nutrition, just Google the thing you're looking for, calories, carbohydrates, beta-alanine, whatever, and then NIH study. NIH is the National Institutes of Health, and they've studied just about everything. If they haven't studied it yet, you probably don't need to be taking it, is the thing. They've done a really good job, and they're really thorough. They're always peer-reviewed. They're always placebo-controlled. They're always double-blind. They're great studies. And if they're not, they'll tell you in the abstract, and you can just not read that study, find a different study. And so all of these things that I picked, the antioxidants, what else did we get in here? And so instead of caffeine, a lot of other workout products contain caffeine. And so, nothing against caffeine, but I didn't want this product to have even more caffeine. So if you were to take this with another pre-workout product, they'll mix together nicely. So there's no caffeine in it. Instead, there's theobromine. And so theobromine is the chemical that's in chocolate. It's very chemically similar to caffeine, and your body treats it in a similar way. And so what it does in your body isn't fully understood. But the NIH studies found that the people that took the theobromine, a theobromine drink, versus a drink without theobromine, they liked the one with theobromine much more, and they had higher levels of perceived energy, so they felt like they were more energetic, but their heart rate didn't go up, and their skin temperature didn't increase, and so it wasn't really giving them more energy, but it was making them feel like they had more energy, which was kind of cool. And so it's got a lot of cool stuff in it. Let's take a gander at the ingredients. Okay, so here's some of the ingredients that are going into it. This isn't everything, but this is a lot of the stuff that I'm using in the drink here. So you can see theobromine, inositol, acerola extract, beta-alanine, catuaba extract, maltodextrin, blue spirulina, which is real fun stuff. And so all these ingredients, let's kind of go through a couple of them anyway. So the acerola fruit extract, that's very high in vitamin C, but it's got some other attributes that supposedly increase your blood vessels, the way that those work. Catuaba extract, wherever that one is, that's a very interesting product. That comes from Brazil, and in Brazil it's actually recognized as a medicine, and so they can be prescribed by a doctor to you. So it actually does have an effect. Again, it's used as an aphrodisiac. It's used to increase blood flow, to do a focus, memory, a lot of crazy claims, but mostly they focus on your blood vessels kind of expand a little bit. And so we've got some catuaba extract in there. Beta-alanine is a great supplement for if you're going to be working out. It's not fully understood what it does in your body, but it helps your muscle function, and it can help you with having enough energy while you're working out. I didn't want to go too crazy with adding a lot of ingredients that, again, most pre-workout products already do this. And so this is going to be designed to, kind of give you help in a way that most other pre-workout products aren't going to be helping, and so they'll be able to mix with them perfectly well. So then we've also got some carbohydrates that have gone into the beer. I wanted to use the same kind of carbohydrates that professional athletes are getting. And so I looked up what the United States Olympic Training Center has been using on some of their endurance athletes and just their athletes in general. And they're using a blend of fructose and maltodextrin, which I thought was cool. And so the fructose is actually a very low glycemic index. It takes a long time for your body to turn fructose into blood sugar. So your blood sugar goes up very slowly if you take fructose. Maltodextrin, on the other hand, has a super duper high glycemic index. It's like between 100 and 105 or something like that. So it'll actually raise your blood sugar more than white bread or regular sugar would. And so the maltodextrin raises your blood sugar very quickly, but rather than it spiking and then crashing again, there's the fructose so that your blood sugar can spike, but then fructose kicks in and it should, the idea that the training center had is that it'll plateau off, and as long as you're taking this, you're getting this carbohydrate mix while you're exerting yourself, your body can have enough energy to keep working. So if you're staying hydrated and you're getting these carbohydrates, at the correct intervals, marathon runners were getting 20-30% better performance, which, better performance, I don't know what the heck that means, but if the Olympic athletes are doing it, it must be working, so I'm going to go ahead and do it too. To get that blend of fructose that would be nice, I used apple juice, because I'm lazy, and two, it tastes good, but apple juice has a really nice ratio of fructose to a couple of other sugars, sucrose and glucose, and so I just did apple juice. I calculated how much fructose is in the apple juice, and I did the correct ratio of maltodextrin to the fructose, taking into account the amount of sucrose that's in there also. And so you should get the same blend that the Olympic athletes are using, but in a single dose. And so you're wondering now, I'm a brewery. Why the hell have I even been wasting your time talking about any of this? How does this relate to beer? So the thing that made me have this idea in the first place was when you first start drinking alcohol, before there's any adverse effects, the first thing that it does before your blood alcohol goes higher and before you start to get fuzzy-eyed and everything else is your blood vessels expand. That's interesting. And so there's also a lot of studies that tiny amounts of alcohol consistently over a lifetime is very beneficial. But it's always, they stress that it's tiny amounts of alcohol. And as soon as you get more than a little bit, it suddenly becomes, the adverse effects instantly negate any positive effects that you would have had. So let's focus on that. Let's give it exactly the correct amount of alcohol that it's going to be good for you, and not that it's going to give you any detrimental effects. So how much is that? That's kind of what we're figuring out here. And so this drink that I made should be between 1 and 2% alcohol. Barely anything at all. I mean, less than half the strength of a 3.2 beer. But it's not a non-alcoholic beer because it's still between 1 and 2%. So the whole point of me making this in the first place is to test it on some women, test it on some men, different body sizes, and try to figure out what the correct amount of alcohol would be. Poking around and again looking at different studies online, it seems like it's below the amount that a breathalyzer can test. So I would need a very fancy breathalyzer below 0.02 blood alcohol level. Somewhere below that. The breathalyzers don't test it, so I'm not sure exactly where, but at some point the alcohol is going to be right, and these other ingredients hopefully will work together and make a very interesting beverage. If the alcohol doesn't work, I can always take the alcohol out. If one of these ingredients is too much, too little, they can all be adjusted, and that's part of the fun of testing this in the first place. So I found 3 men, 3 women, and here they are. This is let's introduce them to you.
Go. There you go. Do that shit. Finally.
And so Janelle has started calling this the magical blue drink, quote unquote. So I'm just going to go ahead and start calling it the magical blue drink. I will be making another batch of this, so it's not just these athletes that are testing it for me. When I do make the next batch, I'll have it open to more people. And if you're interested in it, keep following along, keep watching for more videos, more announcements related to it. If it's something that sounds cool to you, I don't know, send me a message. I don't know if you have questions. I'm always interested in talking about stuff like this. If you're a nutrition company, I'd love to help you make your own drink. Ding! You know, Rockstar, give me a shout out, or, you know, whoever. And, yeah, hopefully you guys thought this was interesting. See you later.